One second. Now see, first statement is understood. The higher you go, the gravity changes. Second is also understood, air resistance. The third is a good one. What do you mean by radius of curvature of Earth? Now see, what happens there? One second. The Earth ka curvature, right? Since the Earth is going on a curve, the Earth is actually a round thing. For every 8 kilometers, if you travel 8 kilometers straight, we observe the Earth will go down by 5 meters. That is the meaning of radius of curvature. Meaning, let's say, if you can close your eyes and walk straight, if you can actually walk straight, see, no, most of the time on Earth, now you're actually walking on a curve. You don't realize that. But if you can actually walk in a straight line and open your eyes, you'll observe you're 5 meters above the ground. You getting it? So this is the curvature. For every 8 kilometers, Earth goes down by 5 meters. Getting it? So this thing, this concept is quite used by what do you call multiple things are there. This concept was used during the World War II by this US Navy. What these people used to do, let's say there is a ship here and there is one more ship here. Now if you see, the vision is always a straight line, meaning these people can see only in this line. This is the line of sight. So both the ships can't see each other. Then what ship B used to do? The ship B used to send an aeroplane which used to go in circles here. You have a small plane which is going in circles. Now this plane can see the ship now. And the ship will think the plane is a bird or something because it is so small. Then this plane will give the coordinates to the ship, and the ship from here will launch the missiles, or they used to shoot guns. Because Earth has gravity, the bullets will curve. And normally these distances used to be like around 30 to 40 kilometers. Saw Uri movie? Uri movie mein they show one scene, where these people are firing big, shells with that artillery guns. You must have heard this statement, हम shelling करते हैं. The shelling means you have big artillery guns. These things normally have a range of 30 to 40 kilometers. Meaning you shoot it, it travels 40 kilometers and lands somewhere there. So these things, this is how they used to fight wars. So now what the other plane used to do, the other people also used to send their own aeroplanes into the sky to see this guy. And then what happened? These people, they used to send their aeroplanes to shoot this aeroplane to shoot this aeroplane. So it has become a total airway, the Air Force ka fight. If you see, that is the reason why Air Force was developed a lot during the World War II. People understood it is better to fight with planes than ships. So, and not only this thing, Earth ka curvature saved the Earth from nuclear destruction. You know how? During Cold War, what's the Cold War, right? US and Russia were fighting it, USSR. So both of them were going mad about, these nuclear bombs. Both were developing more and more powerful bombs. After a certain point, both of them decided it is useless to develop powerful bombs and left it. They stopped developing. The reason is, when you take a nuclear bomb and blast it, what will happen? The power, whatever power you generate, will blast like this, na? It will go tangentially. That means a city which is here will not get affected. So there is no point in making a nuclear bomb so powerful. If you can just destroy till here, sufficient. You can't destroy more than this anyway. No matter how powerful you make, the energy is going to go into space. So they stop developing nuclear bombs. Harisha.
So means if we are in a center of an ocean, we can't see the land.
Yeah.
Is this the reason why we can't see it?
one of the reason, because see, you're here and let's say the land is here. You're seeing this way, na? Your vision will be along the red line. And that's why, see, whenever a new ship is coming, right, first you'll see the top part of the ship, then you'll see the ship. Normally on a ship, now movies or cartoons you must have seen, right? There's a sail. Some guy is standing here and seeing the vision. You have this outpost kind of thing. Someone is sitting here and watching it. This guy will see the land first. That is the reason. So if you see, right, people know the earth is round long back only. It was all a misconception that earth is flat and all, but sailors already knew the earth was round. So this is one. We are going to neglect this thing. Is this fine? Curvature of earth. And we are also going to neglect the earth rotation. Now, when you talk about this air resistance, right? So from that, you can test, you know, whether there are any air leaks or there are any gaps in the system. So this thing, right, they used to use as a nuclear facility in 1960. Later on, NASA took over this thing for this vacuum chamber. Right? The video was posted in the group. You can look at it after the class. So the catch in that thing, right? So the G which you are taking here, which is 9.8 meter per second square, is independent of the mass. You throw an elephant, you throw a rat, both will fall with same G. The simple reason being, the force is mg, acceleration is a, then we know F is equal to ma, then mg is equal to ma, mm cancels out. More the mass, more the force, but mass is also more, the acceleration will remain same. Getting it? So all objects fall with same acceleration on surface. It doesn't matter whether you throw a coin or a feather or a bowling ball. If you neglect vacuum, all are going to put same acceleration. Neglecting air resistance. So this is important. Right? You get questions based on this also. So that is about some of the assumptions and stuff. So now we can jump into the problems. Hope this was understood. If you have more mass, you have more force also, but you have more mass also. So mm gets cancelled anyway. So it doesn't matter how much mass you have. Now, consider a particle projected with speed u vertically. Now, what are these things? U upward, you have acceleration g downward. Okay. So, how will the motion look like? This will go up and come back on the same line. But for us to understand, I will just take it like this. Actually, both are on the same line. So at this point, right, this is called H max. This is the maximum height. Now tell me one thing, at the H max, what is zero? Velocity is zero. The simple reason is if velocity is not zero, means it will still go up. No? At H max, the vertical component is zero. vertical velocity is 0. I mean, vertically with whatever speed you throw, that will become 0. Now, applying the equation, v square minus u square is 2as. Initial speed is u, gravity is g, finally velocity is 0, u square, 2, acceleration is minus g because it is pointing downwards, and s is h max. So from here we can derive h max is u square by 2g. This is one formula for h max. Next thing, must have done this in school, right? But remember how we derived this. Any doubts still here, please ask me.
So what is like the second diagram representing? Like I didn't get that.
The same thing, same thing. I'm just showing you how it goes up and down. Okay. Meaning after throwing, this is how the body will go up and down. That's what I was just showing you. Next thing. So that is h max. Then we define something called a time of flight. Time of flight is simple, total time taken to reach the ground. How to find that? You project it with you go up and you come down. So once it has come down, what is the displacement? Can someone tell me what is displacement?
0.
0, no? Because it came back to ground again. Since it is back on ground. Understand? Both are on the same line. सिर्फ आपको समझने के लिए I'm drawing a diagram like that. It will be like this only, line on line. You can't see it, so I'm drawing two different lines. So using the equation, you want time, na? Gravity is there. S is equal to ut plus half at square. S is 0, u is u, time t plus half a is minus g t square. Then I get t into u minus gt by 2. I brought everything on the LHS side, on the RHS side. Then you get either t is 0 or t is 2u by g. T is 0 is initial condition. This is final condition. So that is your time of flight. The symbol is TF. This is the time of flight formula. Important thing here. This formula is valid only if you come to same level. All these are, you should know when the formula works, when it doesn't work. Projection, example, meaning, suppose if you throw this from a building, then it will go up and come down, no? For this, it is not valid. It doesn't work for these kind of problems. Or if you throw it like this, if you throw it down, it will fall here, no? These are not valid. Okay, here we can't use the formula. Time of flight is not equal to 2u by g here. Only when you throw, and if it comes to the same level, see, you throw it from here and you came back to the same level, then the formula is valid. Because obviously logic, you took S0, na? Why? Because it came to same level. If it has gone down, S won't be 0, right? That's why the formula is not valid. Any doubts on this part, please ask me. Have a look at this thing. These two parts, ask me if you have any doubts. Clear?
Sir,
Yeah.
sir, actually, I don't have doubt on this concept, but I have some questions. So I was a bit confused about something. It's a
what you're
bit
doing
off
right
concept.
now, then ask end of the
No.
class.
Okay.
Then end of the class. Because you should not be taking up others' time now. Whatever you have, you can always ask me end of the class. No problems. So this is the second formula. This is the first formula. Then we also define something called time of ascent. This is time taken to reach H max. So again, so you project with u. When you go to the highest point, velocity is 0. So using v is equal to u plus at. V is 0, u is u, a is minus g. This is time of ascent. The time of ascent will be u by g. Similarly, we have something called time of descent. This is time taken to from H max to ground. So by now you can understand time of flight is time of ascent plus time of descent.
So it's
Total time,
written
no?
perpendicular g. In the time of ascent.
Time taken to reach H max, no?
No, sir. You're in the diagram. It's down. It's an arrow or
that is
it's perpendicular.
G.
Okay.
Yeah, this thing.
Yeah. That's an
That
arrow.
is just an arrow.
Okay.
So this time of flight is how much? 2u by g. Time of ascent is u by g. Just now we calculated. This is time of descent. So time of descent is u by g. Again, important thing here. This formula is valid only when you come to same plane. Can someone tell me why? Time of flight formula is valid only for same plane, na? If time of flight formula is for same plane, then time of descent also should be for same plane. Because you're subtracting it. See, if this formula is wrong, then this formula will be wrong. Hope that is clear. And one more confusion generally people get, okay? Sir, should I put g negative here or positive here? Now understand, g ka value is plus 9.8 meters per second square. That negative sign I already took it here, na? It is taken care of. A is minus g. G is not negative. A is negative. G ka value is 9.8. Is it fine? In all these formulas, na, u square by 2g, g is 9.8 plus 9.8. Because if you observe, see, I took already a is minus g here. That sign is taken care of. So don't put again g negative in these formulas. You derive this formula after taking a is minus g. So g is plus 9.8 in the above formulas. Don't take minus. I hope this was clear. Time of descent and descent. Any doubts on this thing, please ask me. Now, the important thing, what I want you to learn from this, the way I derived, that is important. Formulas are not important. Formulas are okay, but see how I derived them. I simply use the three basic equations. Here I used v square minus u square is 2as. Here I used s is ut plus half at square. Here I used v is equal to u plus at. I didn't use any new thing. The derivation is important. So let's see a few questions.
So what is TS
Time of flight.
in time of descent?
Time of flight, na? TF. TF is time of flight, TA is time of ascent, TD is time of descent.
So could you write all of them in one place, because all of them are scattered and I missed some of them.
Okay. But be careful with the formulas, huh? You should know when they're valid, when they're not valid. H max was u square by 2g. Time of flight was 2u by g. Time of descent was u by g. Time of ascent is u by g. In this, especially these two guys are valid only when you come to the same plane. The remaining two are okay, they're still valid. H max and time of ascent won't matter. These were the three formulas. But like I was saying, no one is going to ask you questions based on these formulas. You'll understand. So let's go ahead. I have projected it 20 meters per second. G is 10. If I don't mention, take it as 10. Find H max, time of flight, time of ascent, time of descent. Find time and speed. When particle is at half of H max. Find speed and height at time is equal to 1/4 of time of flight. Get these three questions. Find H max, time of flight, time of ascent, time of descent. That is straightforward formula substitution. B and C are the actual questions. Find the time and the speed when the particle is at half of height. Meaning, let's say particle is going till here, na aisa. This point pe, let's say this is H max. This is half of H max, na. This point pe, what is the speed and what is the time? Third question. Find speed and height when the time is 1/4 of the total time. Someone didn't understand the question, please ask me. But let's start one. Let's do the first do the A part. A part, B part, C part. Get that. When you learn something, this is how you learn. One question, you do all different possibilities. First part, you get a minute. Second part, you get 2 minutes. Third part, you get 2 minutes. Five to 6 minutes.
Sir, I'm not in situation to start the video.
Okay, no issue.
Sorry, sir, I didn't know my video was on.
No issue. No issue.
Sir, actually, I joined late due to light issues at home. So, can you just tell me the formulas which you taught?
There.
These
Those
two
are the
only?
formulas. But that matter limited. H max, time of flight, time of ascent.
Okay.
Then we discussed about some assumptions and all. So.
Okay, sir.
First was easy, everyone. What is H max? U square by 2g. That is 20 square by 2 into 10. 20 meters.
20 meters.
Time of flight 2u by g. 2 into 20 by 10.
2
4
seconds.
seconds.
4.
Time of
Four-
session.
4
U by
seconds.
G. 2 seconds.
2 seconds.
2 seconds.
Yeah. Time of descent will be,
2 seconds.
that also will be 2 seconds. You can always write like this: time of flight minus
Yes.
time of ascent. So 2 seconds. First one everyone should have got. There's nothing there. Get the B and C part. Now look from the question. Time speed when the particle is h max by 2. What is h max? 20, na? So indirectly the question is find the speed and the time when the particle is at 10 meters height. That was the question indirectly. Find the time and the speed when the particle is at 10 meters height. I'll just put it vertical again. That way you'll be able to see the question. Find the time and the speed when the particle is h max by 2. Remember one thing, these formulas are not the primary formulas. These are not primary formulas. What are the primary formulas? V is u plus at, S is ut plus half at square, v square minus u square is 2s. These are the primary formulas. Everything we derived from these guys only. Now, if I ask you anywhere in the middle, you can't use h max, time of flight and all. You have to get back to the basic formulas. I'll give you 30-40 seconds, give it a try, then I'll show you. It is always important. You try to figure it out. That is how you learn. Struggle a little. It is good. Make you strong. Understand that thing. Struggle in life, but don't suffer in life. When you're really struggling, not able to get anything, you can always come and ask for help. But it is always good to struggle a little. Makes you strong. Someone has a doubt? Someone was saying something? Meet? Got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Finished all three?
Yes.
Okay. Let's see the B part. Find time and speed when the particle is at h max by 2. So h max by 2 is 10 meters. You know what I'm asking indirectly? You projected the particle with 20 meters per second. Gravity is g. Somewhere here, this is 10 meters. So the question is, when will the particle reach 10 meters? What is displacement, everyone? 10 meters, na? I'm asking
Yeah.
you time. So use the equation S is ut plus half at square. S is 10, u is 20, time I don't know. Half, this is minus 10 times square. Then 2's are, 5's are, 10, 20t minus 5t square. 5, 4, 2. T square minus 4t plus 2 is equal to 0. You got a quadratic equation. That will be 4 plus or minus, that is minus b plus or minus b square minus 4ac by 2a. 16 minus 4 into 2 by 2. That will be 4 plus or minus 2 by 8 by 2. That is 4 plus or minus 2 root 2 by 2. That will be 2 plus or minus root 2. If you see, we got two answers. Both are positive. And both are right. Why? What did you ask in the question? When will you reach 10 meters? The particle will go till here and will come back. This is 20 meters. You're asking for 10 meters. If you observe here, there is this point and there is this point. The particle will reach 10 meters once while going up, once while coming down. It will come to 10 meters 2 times. What are the times? This is 2 minus root 2, smaller time. This is 2 plus root 2 while coming down. Both are right answers. So we get 2 minus root 2 while going up, 2 plus root 2 while coming down.
Sir, it should be 2 plus 2 root 2, na? And 2 minus 2 root 2.
Come again.
It should be 2 minus 2 root 2 and 2 plus 2 root 2, na?
नहीं, 2 cancel हो जाएगा ना, check ना.
Shall we divide it by 2, right?
हाँ.
But why to divide?
Because 2 is there in the denominator.
वैसे नहीं.
हाँ.
Okay.
You forgot the formula then. Minus
Yeah.
b plus or minus b square minus 4ac by 2 into a denominator में.
Yeah, understood.
That was the first part, okay, b में. What is the second part? Speed, na?
Sir,
हाँ रे.
can I explain which will be minus, which will be plus?
You think about it. Which will come first? Which will come next? When you throw the stone up, which point will come first? While going up or while coming down? Which will come first?
Up.
So that is a smaller time, na? So 2 minus root 2. Then while coming down should be more, na? That is 2 plus root 2. Make sense? So you projected with speed u. Here the speed is v. This is 10 meters. This is 20 meters per second. Applying v square minus u square is 2s, v square. U square is 20 square. 2, a is minus 10, s is 10. So v square will be 400 minus 200. I sent 20 square, that's it. So this is 200. So v will be 10 root 2 meters per second. Plus or minus. Why plus or minus? Again, same story. While going up and down, while going up, while going down. The minus sign says speed is downward, no?
So the space I could find out with the formulas we just derived like earlier.
Which one?
So, yeah, the speed is coming same with the u square by g formula.
How did you do that?
So I found out time basically first and then did it.
Then fine, then you'll get it. All are clear with the second part? What is the third part? Find the speed and height at 1/4 of time of flight. What is 1/4 of time of flight?
1 second.
Here. Time of flight is 4 seconds. So 1 second. So indirectly question ye tha, find the height and the speed after 1 second. So you're projecting with 20 meters per second. Time is given 1 second. I think then you're done. V is u plus 80. 20 minus 10 into 1. 10 meters per second. And you got plus only, yeah? See, you didn't get plus and minus here. Plus only. Matlab particle is still going up. Then S is equal to ut plus half at square. U is 20. Time is 1. Half A is minus 10. 1 square. So this is 20 minus 5. 15 meters. The particle didn't reach H max. It reached 15 meters in 1 second. Any doubts on this part, please ask me. If you observe it, we are using the 3 standard equations. We did nothing new. Hope all are clear with this.
So in the C part, how did you get like 1/4 TF is equal to 1 second?
Question में दिया ना? Time of flight is this ना? Yes.
It is 1/4.
What is time of flight? 4 seconds, right?
Yeah.
So 4 by 4 is 1 ना?
Yeah, okay.
Clear? All? Second question. A person is throwing stones upward. Okay. A person throws a stone upward with you. We have a bird here. That's a mutated bird. It is flying in a straight line. Don't worry about the diagram again. The bird ka speed is 1 meter per second. Bird flies horizontally. By now, I'm hoping people guessed what will be the question. Boys will understand. Again, no animals are harmed in this question. Everything is digitalized. So, and this distance height now, bird is at a height of 10 meters. And this distance, right, is 5 meters. That is another column. Meaning from the bird ka position to this thing is 5 meters. Look at the data. Person is standing, he's throwing the stone upward. The bird is at a height of 10 meters and 5 meters to the side. Now the bird is coming straight, the stone is going up, clash. So the question is, find u if the bird gets hit. With how much speed should I throw so that the bird will get hit? Find u so that bird gets hit. That is the first question. Second question, with what speed will the bird get hit? Meaning, see, suppose if you throw with 10 meters per second, do you think speed will be same throughout the motion? If I throw the stone up, the speed will decrease, na? That means the bird will get hit with a lesser speed. Is that fine? So what is that speed? Third question, how does the bird get hit? What do you mean by that? There are two possibilities. See, the bird is here, the stone will come and hit like this. Other possibility, the stone went up and came and hit the bird like this. Both are possible, right? The stone went up, came down and hit the bird on the head. Or the stone came from the down and hit the bird at the bottom. So which possibility happened? Did the bird get hit while the stone is going up or while the stone is coming down? Total 3 questions. You have to tell me all these three. With what speed did I throw? With what speed did the bird get hit? And how did the bird get hit? While going up or while coming down? Mehta.
If we get the answer for the B, we'll automatically get the answer for the C, right?
Yeah. B and C are connected. Normally in the exam, now we won't ask you B. We'll ask you only A and C directly. So B is that missing link which you have to do normally. But fine. For now, you can try. Anyone confused with the question, please ask me. Pretty practical problem we do every day. Not exactly every day, but I created this problem. Done. Okay. I created this problem, 5-6 years back. When I came to Mumbai in the beginning, a pigeon shitted on me. I was going to the class and the pigeon shitted me out, on the outside of the station. I got so pissed off. I went into the class and made this problem. We can't kill in reality, so at least we can kill it in the class. How much you got, Mehta?
Not sure, but 27 meter per second and minus 23 meter per second.
Okay, others give it a try. Let's see whether Meet is right or not. Did someone get the same answer? 3 minutes, people, everyone. Meet, you do this thing, okay? Additional. Let's say bird is having acceleration 1 meter per second square.
Okay.
Bird doesn't have constant speed, but bird has constant acceleration 1 meter per second square. Then you find the new answer. Initially I pressed bird, okay?
Okay, sir.
Arya.
Sir, I actually need to exit from the laptop and log in from the phone. My brother needs it.
Go. Come back fast. Nemi, got the answer. Nemi is saying, sir, I don't kill birds.
Yeah,
I'm not going to do
I'm Jen.
Let's not kill birds, but let's hit them, na?
Sir, I have literally no idea how should I even start doing this.
Think this way. Where will the bird get hit? Here only, na? Agreed? Bird cannot get hit anywhere. Agreed, Nimi? You tell me, for bird to come here, how much time will it take?
5 seconds.
तो मतलब stone को यहाँ से यहाँ तक जाने के लिए कितना time लगेगा?
5 seconds.
You know the time, na?
Oh, huh.
So what was the question? If the stone reaches 10 meters in 1 second, what is the speed? Got it? But that much only, na?
Sir,
Yeah.
for the question of that acceleration one, do we know the initial speed of the bird?
0, 0.
Okay.
Bird starts from rest.
Okay.
Titi, got the question?
Sir, I
Question
got the answer.
understood, no?
Sir, I got the answer.
Got it, na? Let's see. Yashvi, understood the question? Got the first answer? Right. At least get a wrong answer. That is totally fine. Try. That is important thing. Don't stop trying. Titi, question is clear, na? Okay. Parth, got the answer?
Sir, on it.
Okay. Keyur?
Trying, sir.
Okay. Priyansh? Got the answer, first one? Shrey?
Sir, is it 2 meters per second?
No, Ray. It is too slow, na? 2 meters per second, it don't even go up also. It will be like this thing, see. 2 meters, it will go like this, it will fall down like this. Ria? Got the answer?
No, sir.
Trying, okay. Soren? Let me show you. First one. So the bird which is here, see, the stone will go up and down. Bird will go right and left. Then the only place where they can hit is this point. I hope all are clear with that point. The point where the bird will get hit is this point. There is no other option only. So this distance is 5 meters. So 1 second. Yeah. So how much time will it take? Bird takes, let's call this point A, okay? Bird gets hit at A and takes 5 seconds. Hope everyone is clear till this part. That means the stone should reach 10 meters in 5 seconds. That's it. So this is the displacement. The S is 10. U, I don't know. A is minus G, that is minus 10. Time is 5. I got everything, na? Then using S is equal to UT plus half AT square. 10, U, 5, half, minus 10, 5 square. 10, 5U, this is 2s, 5s, minus 125, 5 cube. 5U will be 135. So U is 27 meters per second. Meaning the person must throw with this speed. Then the second part of the question, with what speed will the bird get hit? Means I'm asking final speed, na? Let's say the bird gets hit with speed V. This is the speed at which the bird gets hit. U is 27, just now we derived. A is minus 10, time is 5 seconds. So using the equation V is U plus 80. V I don't know, 27 minus 10, 5. This is minus 23 meters per second. What does minus indicate? Negative
It's in the
indicates bird.
descent.
It is coming down, no? Negative indicates stone is coming down. What is positive velocity? Going up. What is negative velocity? Coming down. Right, Nemi? Nemi, confused?
Still trying to like understand.
Sir,
Which part you're confused?
is the answer?
That thing we'll see. Nemi, where are you confused?
No, sir, I'm actually understanding.
Understood, na? You just need to assimilate it. So negative
Sir?
speed indicates stone is coming down. Simran.
Sir, in the first sub question, we can't use H max is equal to U square upon 2G wala formula.
So the thing is, how do you know that is H max? That's the first question. Right, Simran? The first question is, how do you know that is H max? Second question, see. Means if you're saying that is H max, meaning you're saying time of ascent is 5 seconds. So do you mean to say in that time, H max which you're getting, will it reach there in 5 seconds? See, it will be contradictory answer.
Sir, I still did not understand.
See, let's do what you are saying. I'll show you that also. Let's finish all this thing. Till here it is clear. Negative indicates stone is coming down. That means C part. The stone went up and coming down. Then the bird got hit. So this is the case. So the speed of the bird is stone is 23
So this
meters per
concept
second.
is quite tough to understand.
Where are you
So,
confused? Tell me now. Yeah.
So in the A part,
Uh-huh.
which you solved, it
Right.
is given that the distance is 10 meters and the time it should take is 5 seconds. So simply can't we do speed is distance upon time?
Is the acceleration of the stone 0?
You in the
Is there,
solution
na?
part.
See, you can use distance is speed into time when acceleration is 0. Agreed?
Yeah.
But is the stone ka acceleration 0?
No.
It has g, na? So you can't use it.
Hmm.
Okay, I'll brief up everything again once. Listen, people. The bird will take 5 seconds to reach. Okay. Now see, some people are saying, sir, why can't it be H max? Okay, let's see that way. So if you say H max is 10, first of all, see, you don't have a proof for this thing. You're just feeling that way. You need to understand that. You felt that is H max. You don't have a proof. So then U square by 2G, then U is how much? 20 into 10. U square is 200. So U is 10 root 2. Agreed? What is time of ascent for this thing? 2U by G. That is 2 into 10 root 2 by 10. This is 2 root 2. Now you tell me. If I throw with this speed, I will reach in 2 root 2 seconds. But when should you reach, Simran? To hit the bird? 5 seconds pe na? This is roughly 2.8 seconds.
Okay,
Will the
understood.
stone will still hit the bird?
No.
No, no. If you throw with this speed, you won't hit the bird. Because the bird will come at 5 seconds. You
Yeah.
already came and went back.
Got
Hope you
it.
get the logic why that is not H max.
Yeah, got it.
So I'll just leave it here. I'll explain again. Sean, listen carefully. Now see, it is not tough. It is because you guys are not used to doing this linking problems. First problem will give the second one, second will give the third one. You're not used to, thinking in that steps. Because till now in school, you know what? Each one used to be one problem, na? Life used to be easy. But that way, it will be more difficult to learn. It is like, what you'll say, when you're learning a cycle, one day you will learn how to just cycle. Second day, you will learn how to turn the handle. Third day, you will learn how to put brakes. if you learn like this, what will happen to your cycling? So listen. The bird is the first part. The collision will happen somewhere at this point A. The bird will take 5 seconds to reach there. Is that clear, Sean? That means stone also should reach the same point in 5 seconds. But during this 5 seconds, the bird should travel how much? 10 meters. That means S is 10 meter. U, I don't know. A is -10. Time is 5 seconds. I substitute in the formula. I get 27. Means if you throw with 27, the stone will go up and then hit the bird. Now, with what speed are you hitting? Now, see, first part is over. Ignore it. But you got something from here. What did you get? You got U is 27. Now, look at the second question. Now, see, you need to think this way. The question has changed. The question is this now. You're throwing with 27 meters per second. After 5 seconds, what is the speed? That was the question. Now, forget about bird, stone, and all that story. You throw it with 27. What is the speed after 5 seconds? V is U plus 80. Make sense? V is -23. What is minus meaning? The stone is coming down. That means where will the bird get hit? It will get hit on the head, na? The stone will go up, will come from the top and hit from the top. Hope this was clear. Clear? Still, in case you still have a doubt, please wait back after the class. I'll still explain you. No issue as such. Third one. We have 2 planets. We have Earth. We have Jupiter. So on Earth, gravity is G. Jupiter mein gravity is 6G. The exact number is 62.1 meter per second square. Getting it? Now, I throwed here with speed U1. I throwed here with speed U2. Getting it? So stones are projected with U1, U2 on Earth and Jupiter as shown. Okay. First question. If U1 is equal to U2, meaning if you throw with the same speed, find H1 max by H max 2. If you throw with the same speeds, find the ratio of H max. If U1 is equal to U2, find first one ka time of flight by P2 ka time of flight. If H1 max is equal to 2 times H2 max, find U1 by U2. Get these 3 questions. So if you're launching a rocket or something from Jupiter, right, you need to put 6 times acceleration. The rocket's going to be quite powerful. I could have done this like this also. On Moon, it is G by 6. If you take another planet now, U3, this will be G by 6 on Moon. We're not doing that. I'm just giving you the info there. The Moon would have been G by 6.
Sir, G is 10, so it would be 16 and not 62 wala.
I know. So let's not make it complicated. Na? 62, again, numbers will be bad. So let it be 6G. Because here we're not actually interested.
Sir, is it 6 is to 1?
Yeah. Get it. Finish off all these. 6 is to 1. You just need to use your regular formulas. There's nothing new here. Sean, questions clear?
Yes, sir.
All right, Dhruv.
Yes, sir.
Tell me, Nazru.
Sir, 6 is to 1.
Yeah. We'll see the answers. Finish off all 3.
Okay.
Meet, you got the answer for the previous one. How much you got?
6 root 10.
Right. 6 root 10. This is easy, people. Finish it off. First question. H1 max by H2 max.
So
The
is the
formula is,
answer for A and B same?
it should be same, no?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
U1 is equal to U2, so these two gets cancelled out. 6 by 1. Clear? Clearness, Simran? Then time of
Yes,
flight,
sir.
2U1 by G, 2U2 by 6G. Again, 2, this will cancel. You get the same. For C, H1 max by H2 max, this is 2 given. What is H1 max? U1 square by 2G. What is H2 max? Or actually, you can just substitute there. Like do this thing. U1 square by 2G, 2 into U2 square by 2 times gravity. Gravity 6G. Don't get confused. G ka place mein 6G will come now. Hope that is clear. The gravity is 6G now. So, and 2 will cancel. G will cancel. You get U1 square is 2 into U2 square by 6. 2, 3 will come. So U1 by U2 will be 1 by root 3. Hope this is clear, everyone. All clear with this? We have a particle projected with speed u. Any doubts on the third one? Please ask me. So see what happened. We have a ball, you projected with speed u. Every time it collides with the ground, speed becomes half. I'll explain how that is. Find total distance, total time, and average speed. You know how is the motion? It goes up, it comes down. It is actually both on the same line. Just for you to understand, I'm drawing. It's like this, like this, like this, na? All these are on the same line. The ball will go up, hit the ground, will fall off, small, 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 small. Understood? So I want you to find total distance. Matlab, I want you to find this length, this length, this length, this length, this length, all these lengths. Actually, if I draw it, it will be like this. All will be straight lines. Find the total distance and the total time of the ball and the average velocity. The average speed is easy. Total distance by total time is average speed. Initially, ball ka speed is u.
So previously we had solved this sum using infinite series. So do we have to do the same?
Again, you'll get an infinite GP. Any doubts in this question, please ask me. Someone didn't understand the question, ask me. Every time the ball hits the ground, speed becomes half. For example, if I throw with 20, speed becomes 10, 5, 2.5, so on. I think, Titi, you don't know about that infinite GP thing, I suppose. You're not there for that, right? Don't worry about that. What you can do now, just find the distance of each piece. Now, I'll show you the formula for that. All the new students who are there or whoever missed the first 2 to 3 classes, don't worry about it. We are starting a new batch, third batch. So we'll be putting all the new students in that. So those who have missed the classes also, you can attend that. End of the class, you need to give me your names so that we can add you in that group.
So, sir, even I missed that infinity series part.
Yeah. You can give your name in the end. I'll add you up. End of the class, when I say you can leave, then you just wait. Don't go. You give your names and you can leave. So I will add you in the third group. They're making a new group for all the new students who are joining recently. We will not mix them with you guys. It will be a blunder. You guys are already little faster now. We need to train them also. Any answers, Priya? I'll ask you simpler questions here. Find heights after every collision. After every collision, what will happen to H max? Start from there. You start from there, you'll get an idea. Every time the speed becomes half. So what will happen to the maximum height? Think. This is a good one. Little tough, but you should know how to do this thing. You know how will this question be asked in NEET exam? NEET may they'll ask, what is the height of the ball after the fifth collision or third collision? Find the total distance. That will be a NEET level question. Find average speed. That will be a mains level question. So difference between NEET and mains is that only. NEET may one question, mains may 2 questions are combined.
So is the answer for total distance 3h?
Yeah, sir.
What is H?
Height.
Initial height.
So don't we need to answer in terms of U?
Yeah. But H is U square by 2G, I suppose. I think that's what they got.
So it's correct.
You're supposed to give the answer in terms of U. I am not sure, but I'm a little skeptical actually. Let's see. Might be right also. Find the total time also. I'll give a minute to everyone, then I'll show you. Just try. I'll just get some water and come. So let's see. First, let's find a H max. First, let's see what is happening to H max. H max is U square by 2G. That means it is proportional to U square. So you tell me, if speed becomes half, what happens to H max?
1/4.
1/4, no? If the speed is half, H max is 1/4. Do everyone agree with this statement? So every time the speed becomes half, the H max will become 1/4. Now, first time when it goes up and down, this is H. How much is this? U square by 2G, no? That is the initial H max, right? So I'll keep this aside. Okay. Now you tell me. Next time, what will be the H max? If I try to plot it now, next time how much it will be, Nemi?
Half U square by G.
H by 4, no?
Yeah.
Initially, if it is H, now it will be H by 4. What will be the next one?
H by 8.
1/4 of the previous one.
H by 16.
Every time it becomes 1/4, no? Every time it becomes 1/4. Whatever was the previous height, uska 1/4, no? Are you getting it? What will be the next one? 1/4 of H by 16.
48.
54.
64.
So this is what? H by 4 square. This is H by 4 cube. I think by now everyone got the sequence.
Yes, sir.
So what is the sum of the series then? I want total distance now. What is the total distance here? 2 times H. See, you're going up and coming down. The H and H, na? You're going up and coming down. H by 4, H by 4. 2H plus 2 times H by 4 plus 2 times H by 4 square plus 2 times H by 4 cube, so on. Any doubts still, please ask me. Is it clear till here, no?
Sir, I didn't understand why it is 1/4 difference.
What did we write here then? When I said this statement, you didn't understand?
Didn't quite get it. How?
See now, speed is U square, ना? तो अगर half square कितना होगा? If the speed becomes half, that means U became U by 2.
Okay.
So U by 2 ka whole square is how much? U square by 4, right? Means it became 1/4 of the previous height, na? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Meaning, आप ऐसा सोचो. Let's say U is 4. What will be the height? 16 4 square by 2G. If U becomes 2, what will be the height? Let me give a simpler number. Let's say U is 10. What is the height? H max? 10 square by 2G, na? 5 meter, agreed? Is that fine?
Yes.
If suppose U is 5, then what is H max? 5 square by 20? How much is that? 1.25, na? Okay, na? 4 times. Is that fine, right, Parekh?
Yeah, sir.
Yeah.
Sir,
Yeah.
is the answer 4U square by 30?
Let's see. Now for this series, right, what I'll do, I'll take 2H common. Then I get 1 plus 1 by 4 power 1, 1 by 4 square, 1 by 4 cube, so on till infinity. It never stops. Now, for people who miss, don't worry, we'll be teaching in extra class, but the formula was this. If you have infinite terms, A plus AR plus AR square plus so on till infinity, the sum is given by A by 1 minus R for R less than 1. This is the formula which we have to use. So in this formula, what is A? 1 first term, no? What is R? 1 by 4. R is the multiplying factor. Is this fine? Now substituting in the formula. How much you get? 2H 1 by 1 minus 4. This will be 2h into 1 by 3 by 4. That will be 2h into 4 by 3. 8h by 3.
Sir, what if the R would be greater than 1?
Then we have a different formula, but don't worry, it doesn't come in physics. We don't use it. Titi, you understood till here, right? But don't worry about the remaining part if you don't get, but you just have to use this formula. This I'm going to teach you later on. I hope all are clear till here. Is this fine or going over the head? Manageable? Getting it? So the main idea is every time it becomes 1/4. What about the total time? First time when it goes up and comes back, what is the time of flight? 2u by g. That means this is proportional to u. So Parik, you tell me, every time it bounces, what will happen to the speed, time?
Will become half.
Half, no? After
Yeah.
every collision, time becomes half because it is proportional to u, right? I hope everyone understood this thing. Previously it was u square, this is u. After every collision, time of flight becomes half. Agreed? Let this be t. So first time to go and up, time t. Second में कितना होगा? T by 2. Third, T by 4. T by 8, so on. So what is total time? T plus T by 2 plus T by 4, T by 8, so on. So if I take T common, 1 plus half plus 1 by 2 square plus 1 by 2 cube, so on. Again, you get an infinite GP. So here you get what? A is 1, R is half. So the sum will be A by 1 minus R. So 1 by 1 minus R. This is 2. Substitute there. You will get 2T. What is T ka value? 2U by G. Hope all are clear till here. Simran, clear?
Yeah, sir. Clear.
And then the last question was average speed. See, this was the total distance, no? Total distance is 8h by 3. How many people got total distance?
Sir, I got it.
Okay. Others? Riya? Kamakshi?
I found
Sir,
it
I
in
got
terms
it.
of
Yes,
you.
sir.
Got it, Asta?
I got it.
Yeah, I mean, same thing. I like to keep it simple in terms of h, but that is how the answer will be. So average speed will be total distance by total time. That is 8h by 3 by 4u by g. I know h ka value is u square by 2g. Substitute. So this is 8 by 12 u by g. This will be u square by 2g. G cancels, 1 u cancels. Get 8u by 24 or u by 3. That's your answer. So the average speed is u by 3. I know this problem was a little tougher, but see, you need to get the taste of it. You don't get scared of these things. Don't worry, like, sir, itna bada problem hai. It is not a single problem. Today I didn't do a single problem anywhere. If you did, we did all chain problems only. Even in the first question, see how many parts were there? 3 parts. Second question where there are 3 parts. Third question where there are 3 parts. Fourth question where there are 3 parts. Clear with this thing. After the class gets over, make sure sit with the questions again, read them, try to do them without seeing the answer again. If you're still not understanding, if you're still doubtful, Saturday evening anyway have a doubt solving session. You can ask me again. With this thing, we'll wind up the
So
session
can
today.
you please,
Yeah.
so can you please show the speed part, the last part?
This one,
Yeah.
total distance by total time, no? That one. Total distance is 8h by 3, h is u square by 2g. Total time is 4u by g. See, I feel these questions, right, they're not tough, they're lengthy. Because there are many parts involved and you have never done this thing, you are finding it difficult to connect. But if you observe them after explaining, did you feel like, I understood, but somewhere something is lacking, right? If you have that feeling, it is because, you're not used to doing these kind of problems, link them one after another, one after another. See, this is how your chain of thinking should be. You cannot learn any one skill, in one part. You need to learn it in conjunction with 3-4 things. Now I can see your faces, you all are tired. I'll not be taking more anyways. Maybe I think I should have shown the video in the end, I guess. People would have been a little motivated. Yeah, someone is saying something.
I have a doubt in that bird wala question.
You please wait. We're done with the class anyway. So once I take up the doubts, I'll take up for everyone. So I think this,
Sir,
with this we're
not
done with the
bored
doubts.
because sir, not bored because of the class. We had college earlier.
Okay. Then I do understand this ICSE exams, right?
No, sir. CBSE college. Our college has started.
Oh, okay. Okay. So that is the thing. So we'll wind up the session with this thing. Make sure to solve the questions again. Today evening we have a meeting for ICSE students at 9 o'clock. IG students at 9:45. Make sure to attend. It is only for ICSE and IG. HSE people no need to come. Don't think we are giving them any extra bonus, biscuits, chocolates, nothing. So don't think they're getting something extra. HSE people we are not calling. So there's nothing like that. ICSE people are going to have these exams from 20th. So we want to talk to them, what to do about it and all. And IG people, we want to talk to them because, these people are used to using calculators. So that is one big thing we realized, like, IG people all are complaining, sir, calculator ka problem hai. So we want to talk about that. But for that reason, we are calling. Nothing much. We are not discriminating, HSC students. Even I am from state board, so don't worry. So that was one. So if you have any doubts in today's class or from the Sunday ka exam, anything, you stay back or else you are free to leave. You'll get an assignment mostly by tomorrow, Saturday evening doubt solving session. You can attend if you have doubts. So as simple as that. Yeah, I think you can leave. Those are no doubts, please leave. First, we'll take up today class doubts. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
So those have doubts in today class notes. First, you guys ask. Then I'll take up Sunday ka exam ka doubts also if you have any.
Sir.
I have also missed the infinite part.
Infinite part.
Yeah, the infinite part, right? I think mostly we'll be starting the batch this weekend only. So we will add you in that group. So you can just give me your names.
Sir, Jinay Gala.
Jinay, okay. Let me write it down.
Tithi Bhadra.
Right. Then anyone else?
Yash Parekh.
Yash Parekh, okay.
Sir Rahil Mehta.
Okay. And
Sir Divyesh.
Divyesh. Okay.
Hi, sir.
Then,
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Chal, take care. So all this for new students, right? Don't worry. Mostly I think Friday or Saturday, I think we'll start a new batch, right? So that is the first thing we'll be taking up all the whatever you missed. You won't be sitting in the regular batch anymore then. Once we finish your portion, then we will mix up again. Okay? So you guys can also leave then. Meaning if
Sir,
what
did
I'm
you
going to do
write my
today.
name?
Tithi, I wrote your name.
Yeah, thank you.
I'll just repeat. See, Jinay, Tithi, Yash Parekh, Rahil, Mehta, Diyesh. 5 people. So any doubts in today's class you can ask or else you're free to leave.
So that bird wala question.
Bird ka. Ask the tell what you have.
Yeah, so I was asking that will the bridge course be conducted again in the start?
See, the thing is actually bridge course mein whatever we did something similar like these only. But we did little lower level. So if you're attending the regular classes, these things are taken care of. Now, but one thing in bridge course, I did teach some things like, that infinite GP. These things I'm going to teach in the first class of the third batch.
Okay.
But you are there, right? I did teach you, na, infinite GP and all in a cover-up class. Did I teach you?
Yeah, you did.
So I think then it is not required for you. Meaning, you know most of the stuff. You'll get bored only even if you come.
Okay.
Sir, I have a doubt from Sunday's test.
Okay, let's see. Now, first, let's finish this Birdga thing and then we'll go to that.
Sir, in this, the final answer was that it comes from up and then hits him on the head, right?
Yeah, agreed. Yes.
But if we want to hit it from the bottom, then how can we do that?
Basically, in this problem, now it is not possible to do that.
So we can
if
increase the speed.
Then
decrease.
Then see, the problem is there's a constraint. The stone has to reach there by 5 seconds. Na? If you increase the speed, the stone will reach in 4 seconds only, but the bird won't be there.
But decrease the speed then?
Then it won't reach that height only.
Bird will go.
Right? Either the bird will go or the stone won't reach only there.
Okay.
Regarding it, for the given numbers, right? The 10 meter, 5 meter, na, for this given number, this is the only possibility. If you want to hit the bird from bottom, you have to change the bird ka speed.
No other possibility.
Let the bird travel, either change the bird ka speed or change the distance of the bird, but you can't mess with you.
Yeah.
That is a doubt?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, cool then. Any other doubts in today's class?
Yes, sir. Actually, just can you go where you derive the formulas?
Yeah. Which formula you want?
Sir, more below.
This was H-max, this is time of flight.
Yeah, sir, enough. So here, when you said like TF is not valid in both of these cases, so like TF is only valid till half of the part, right? And then the
till here. I understood what you're trying to say. Yahan tak valid hai.
Yeah.
Below part not valid, so I don't know the formula actually. So I can't use the formula for full. Because the definition of time of flight is what? This full thing, no? But it is only valid till this part.
Yeah. Okay.
So we should not use this formula. We should solve it in another way. That we'll be doing in the next class.
Okay.
Sir, you would be sending this PDF, right?
I'll be sending in the group, no? Maybe it will take 15-20 minutes. You have to wait.
Okay. Sure.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, take care. Let's see. Sunday ka doubts. Which question?
Only one doubt.
Yes,
that one.
Something. Ashvi, you wanted to say something? I can't.
Sir, I have a doubt in the Sunday's test.
Sunday. So no one has any doubts in today's class notes, right? I will go ahead then. Okay.
Yeah.
One sec. Let me open the file. What was the first question?
One second.
Because I have 2-3 papers of kinematics, I'm confused. That was not the paper.
An athlete completes
athlete, na? Okay,
yeah.
Let me just...
one round of circular track.
Chalo, got it. Chalo, tell me which one.
I have a doubt in second last. Just a second.
That is 23rd.
1 second. Let me search.
Yashvi, you can ask in the meantime.
Sir, 19th one. Shouldn't it be joule per second?
19th. What is the SI unit of Planck constant? No, joule second, na it is.
How, sir? Because we derived that from energy divided by frequency.
Energy is energy into frequency, na? Frequency is 1 by time. Frequency is not time. Frequency is 1 by time.
Okay.
So energy into time, na?
Yeah, that is thoda problem. Okay.
Then Yashvi, what do you wanted?
Sir, in the
You can start
13th
answering.
sum.
Okay. We'll do one thing. We'll go in order. Okay. 1 to 20. Anyone has doubts?
Question 7, sir.
Question 7. Let's go in order. That is better. Body completes one circle in this thing. Distance for 45 seconds. Calculate na re. See na. 20 seconds mein you'll complete full revolution na.
One full revolution.
20 mein again full na.
1.
So 5 mein you will be here na.
1/4.
So this is the displacement na. Right angle triangle. Nice. Clear? Then 1 to 20.
Third. So third sum.
Third sum.
Yeah.
Alpha particle travels inside a cylinder. Cube 2 meters. See now. S is 2 meters. Initial speed is 1000. Final speed is 9000. He's asking acceleration na. So v square minus u square is 2h. Numbers are bad. This is 10 power 3 whole square minus 10 power 3 whole square. 2 into a into s. So this is 81 into 10 power 6 minus 10 power 6 by 4a. This is 80 into 10 power 6. What is he asking you? Time kya? Sorry. He's asking you time. Oh, you need to do all that actually. So that will be 10 power 6 by 4 is 4s are 20s are. So acceleration is 2 into 10 power 7. Na? HP clear till here?
Yeah.
Now what is time? V is u plus 80. So v minus u by a is time. Na?
Yes.
So this is 9000 minus 1000 by 2 into 10 power 7. So that is 8 into 10 power 3 by 2 into 10 power 7. That is 4 into 10 power minus 4.
Okay.
Clear?
Yeah.
Then?
The 13th one.
So my doubts are over.
Then you can leave. You can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. 13th one.
Yeah.
Speed of two cars are u and 4u.
Yeah.
Remember we derived one formula. Stopping distance is proportional to u square.
But sir, like I had read somewhere, like the cars, like at a point they're at the ratio 1:4. Then at the other point also they'll be at the same ratio, right?
Come again.
Like if on point A the two cars are the ratio of 1:4, so at point B also that they will be at the same ratio.
The speed car ratio you are saying. But he's not asking speed car ratio, he's asking distance car ratio.
Yeah. Yeah.
Speed car ratio will be same. What you're saying is true. But distance car ratio won't be same, no?
Okay, yeah.
So S is proportional to u square, so it will be 1:4 square, no?
1:16.
Yeah. Then?
The 9th and the 10th sum I didn't get. The bullet thing.
9th, it was done in the class notes. Exact same problem if you remember. Did you take
So
the answer at least?
one, the time one.
The 10th one?
Yeah.
Okay. You have a plank. This is 4 centimeter. Bullet is going like this, no?
Yeah.
20 meter per second, and this thing stops here. So v square minus u square is 2. First find acceleration, na? Har bar wahi karna hai. 20 square 2a, and this is 4 centimeter, right?
Yes.
That is 0.04. So from here you got acceleration. Then v is equal to u plus 80, na? From here you will get time. You'll be able to do that?
Yeah.
Okay. Then?
In the 8th one also.
A car is moving along a straight line, OP. It moves from O to P. Okay, in 18 seconds and returns from P to Q in 6 seconds. What is the average velocity, average speed? Now see now. It is going from O to P and P to Q, right? So what is displacement? OQ?
Yeah.
OQ is how much then? That is
240.
So 240 by time, no? Time is 18 plus 6.
Yeah, 24. So 10.
10. What is average speed? Total distance, no? That is O to P and P to Q. You have to add all these things.
Yeah. Yeah, I got
Distance
it.
hai na?
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Chalo, take care then.